Alright. I'm sure similar to something, but I cannot access the relevant memory.
Well, let's get right to the feedback on today's battle.
I say the mini chair, they connect the cable to me. Cable terminal at the main section of the large device where the picture dish from earlier are placed. There are a total of 3, each contain a blushing white clay-like object. The researcher's expressions suddenly change. She's surprised it only lasts a moment before her face.
This is a plume of dusk. Each of the units you destroyed had one inside them. These are much smaller than the one installed in you, though.
I know what this is. This is Plume of Dusk. Installed in me too. Unknown substance from the core of my personality module. I was aware of its existence. It was my first time seeing it. There's 3 personality cores of the units I destroyed. They contain now the combat data, memories, and experiences. It's not long before the extra data download begins. I sorted the data relevant to exchange battle performance, incorporated into my own. The process takes much less time than the intel transfer from yesterday. During the time I recall took place outside, cases where non-combat data is being preserved, such as memory include this download as well. Visual memories outdoor last night. Memories were similar to yesterday download too. Probably from spent the outdoor area. The unit that destroyed seemed to have assigned those memories the same priority as combat data. While the Wido is effective in learning communication skills, low priority than combat. Visual ornament preserved here is irrelevant. Wait, I noticed the unit that destroyed in their own priorities and values, other than executing orders performing battle. That's why I thought leads to realization. Process I'm undergoing right now is no execution order, nor is it the battle performance. I once again looked toward the plum of dusk inside the picture dish, something almost exact like it's installed in me. Then, were the destroy unit thinking along similar lines as mine until yesterday? I feel a tingling within me, different from detecting error interference. What is this? I have no answer. Alright, 2 things, still no battles. Just lines and lines and lines and lines of dialogue. My second night of spending time outdoor area came. It started apparently 30 minutes later than yesterday. There was a very little variance in weather temperatures, different as usual. The night sky is the same soft brightness. The wind and trees are no different, without understanding why, and data research regarding to the tree that catches my eye. I learned that trees were slightly from a specimen, the kind of found in natural forest. Those 2 topographics seen nature, it must be cultivated and managed by the facility. I decided to travel outskirts as I did yesterday. There's not long before a familiar unit comes into view. There's no need to run a scan visual match. I know that this is unit 24. 24 left side turned towards me, sitting on a large rock. When I approach and notice me, it turns around.
Are you looking for something?
24 in this conversation.
I just wondered if you were looking for me. I did express a hope yesterday that we would meet again after all.
I was looking for 24. It's true, I may have been. I began walking. Hold on. Walking to the same route as yesterday, but once 24 came into view, I changed course and to approach. I may have been searching for 24 in this area, though I desired to reunite with 24. Why? I'm silent due to lack of expressions and for smiles again. A smile. What's the cause of the expression this time? I do not comprehend. I, like so many other things...
Would you like to sit with me? This rock is large enough to accommodate us both. It would be more relaxing than standing. Thanks.
I sit in over the space, gaze at the same scenery 24 is looking
Can I
at.
ask you something? What is it?
Decide to voice the doubt I experienced during the combat yesterday. In my limited experience, 24 is a better comprehension of such matters.
Other units think about stuff that doesn't have to do with fighting and missions?
Do you have such thoughts?
To tell you the truth, I can't really say. Feels like I do, though.
24 is silent duration before speaking again.
Our model are all given a mind. It's so that we can eventually develop what is called an ego. The reason our appearance closely resembles that of humans is related. It's to foster self-awareness, similar to a human's. Have you not been told about personas?
Personas?
Word is unknown to me. Access achieved. Searching for persona. Over 1,000 head in front. Okay. Must filter the results further. Which subject 24 referring to? I'm certain that I think 24 smiles again and resume the conversation.
It's an ability expected of us that normal weapons don't have. The conditions to use one are theoretically already loaded in us. But a well-defined ego seems to be necessary to activate it.
Already aware we have given the mind. Today I thought for myself part of the personalities. The actor triggered by development or communication skills. I still do not have a good grasp on it though. 24 continues to speak.
That's why I'm sure there are others with thoughts that do not pertain to missions.
It does seem to be the case.
Maybe those I've fought up till now.
24 turns against me.
How does that make you feel? The opponents you destroyed may have thought similar things to what you just did.
Do I feel things? I cannot say for sure. I'm unable to respond to the question. 24 expression changes again. It's exactly classified as a smile, but it's different from the ones I have categorized the experience before. Mixed with joy and gladness of the previous smile, this one contains a slight hint of sorrow.
It's okay. You don't need to come up with an answer right now. It actually may be better to forget it. After all, tomorrow we may find ourselves ordered to destroy each other.
Once again, detectives go inside the head of 24's statement, similar to what I sensed during the data transfer today. What is that wave inside me? I'm unable to lost in thought again. But prevent that from happening, the signal for schedule shift echoes in my ears.
It's time. I hope we meet again.
Quietly stand up, I detect the expression I have come to know. Another smile. Appears 24 adopted this smooth trend of expression naturally and not deliberate. I wonder if I will eventually be able to do the same. Another night pass, another combat test take place the next day. Just scheduled, a fixed unit flagged as the enemy which in the text chamber. I'm aware one with concentrations. The weight on my opponent are expressionless whole seems strange to me. There's no intention to do this their face. There were no expressions. They're blank. There's nothing wrong with them. Could be normal assessment, but I recall 24's image. Blackness of the faces and 24's expressionless face are different somehow. Even though 24 has no prior expression, it was not as blank. Not every product that face was natural. Further analysis showed the same true as humans. Researchers are never completely mechanical and expressionless. They look at the hostile flag unit again. They're the same unit type as me. They were given more mind and may potentially develop an ego later. I recall 24's statement again. Do you feel something when you're destroying opponent? Yada yada yada. I'm the one on the verge of entering a long train of thoughts. When the enemy moves, I shut off my doubts and focus on the battle. I study opponent's movement. I formulate the most effective method of damaging it. I execute the method over and over. The direction I have selected from flexible link them with decide the outcome. Having already received 10 units worth download data, I'm actually the second to none regarding the scope of possibility in this respect. At times, I can even anticipate their next action. Since my opponents are the same unit type as me, their tactics are different using the same thought process as mine. Oh my god! That's right. I think the same things as me. Oh my god, who wrote this shit? Eventually, after playing this 4 minutes pass, all opponents are silenced. I successfully executed my mission. But the day after that, I achieved victory on combat tests with the same effectiveness. Just easily eliminate them. First begin by targeting their weapons. It's not always necessary to destroy their main bodies. And they're incapable of resisting further. The battle is over. It's the most effective way. I win the next day and the day after that. Units geared to close combat with no external weapons give me no choice but to damage their I don't know what their thing is, but even then there's an order to things. And destroying the part that presents a threat, such as the monitor function or their limbs, and match should be considered as one. Soon afterward, the buzzer signaled the end of the test cycle. Then, just as expected, I catch myself rushing over to the unit, collapsed on the ground. I've only destroyed the unit's arms and leg. It's still conscious. I realize I do not know its unit's number. I'm at a loss for how to address this unit. The opponent asked me a question that I did not expect.
You seem to deliberately avoid attacking the face or the neck in that battle. Why? Huh?
I'm momentarily at a loss for words. What the unit says is true. There's no damage to its face. I review my action during the battle and find that no point did I attack the neck either. Whether opponent does its halt to destroy any type of unit, the unit will fall. Aiming to disarm the opponent's strength or target weakness, absolutely more effective attack, and yet I avoided doing so.
Dunno.
Researchers in the chamber and hide the unit from my field of vision. I cannot determine whether my last word had the effect on the opponent's suppression or not. Oh, kill me.
These past 3 days, it hasn't been destroying the other units beyond repair, like it did in the first battle.
It must be learning to finesse its attacks rather than just using brute force. The result? Swift, overwhelming victories.
Its evasive skills are improving as well. That level of flexibility and evasive action could never be replicated by chaining predefined maneuvers.
This unit's collected a good amount of feedback data too. It's growing steadily, on the bones of its kills.
You don't have to say it like that.
Researchers are prepared for the download. Destroying them, absorbing their data, that's what's growing it. Since I shortly destroying a few of my opponents these last few days, some of their bodies were salvaged. While I download their data, I always keep their still body within view. Oh my god, kill me. What is wrong with this game? Just the combat testers repeating my action outside each night repeat as well. I became aware I'm seeking out them 24 on my own will lately. Where I attempt to communicate with other units, most often they cannot understand the meaning of my questions. This prevents us from conversing. But that's not the only reason. I want to converse with 724. I have begun to desire it. I get to see 24, which is the white dog I saw the first day we met appeared for somehow.
This one seems to have been raised as a pet somewhere far away from here. But one day, it was brought to the forest near here, and its owner suddenly disappeared.
Seems unlikely that 24 obtained such a detailed history from the stray animal from research staff. Was all this information obtained by communicating directly with the animal? From the dog doesn't speak human language?
Its name is apparently Snowy. At least that's the name it responds to the most.
I thought it was a dog.
Oh, well, the name of this animal is a dog. But how do I put this? Snowy is what this specific dog is called.
Snowy.
Snowy barks once as if comprehending its name.
White, like snow. Easy to remember.
When I reach out my hand, Snowy rubs his nose against me without being frightened. The way it presses my fingers feels it shows pride in its name. I do not know the tactical advantage of communicating with animals offers to a weapon. I feel there's a value in spending time with it. Decide to spend my outdoor activities time the day following snowy surround which 24. Jesus Christ. Outdoor activity time is next night. When I arrive outdoor area, I'm still listening to a certain sound. I hear the sound intermittently vary for 7 seconds. I have wondered about the unknown identity sound since the first day, but I determined that this isn't a threat or focus on my countries on other things. Tonight I increased my microphone sensitivities to maximum and concentrating on the sound. It's similar to something familiar. I scan my memory so I realize what it is. It's a sound of water. I hear it when the staff uses device to clean their hands and tools. The waveforms has some familiar similarity to that. A sound of value such as open space. The value of water must be higher than the normal supply of allowance. What could it be? I contemplate ask 24. The clear 24 knows much more than I do. I begin walking with 24. Where could 24 be? Where would we speak a number the times previously, but 24 is not there. 24 is not the rock where we sat together. 24 is not here. I quickly discard the possibility. We're not ordered to do what we're here, but containing outdoor command door is an order. The post-testing down message shows the neutralities. We're all report directly here. I consider this. If there's no abnormalities, I feel treatment charge larger than ever. 24 will be here if there's no abnormalities. But if there are such abnormalities, some damage, sustained damage is not necessary to extend the problem. Could it be? I run my arm are trembling slightly. I'm not such movement. I cannot make it stop. Is it possible that perhaps 24 lost in combat and test was destroyed? In these circumstances, it could be expected such a day to come. What if 2024? What if she never came here again?
Oh, this is where you went. You weren't at the usual spot, so I was looking for you.
Until I heard a voice come behind me. My sensors had to stop accepting input. No sounds, no light, nothing. All of them came back online with her voice. I turned around. 24 furrows her brow and looks into my face.
What's wrong? The look on your face seemed as if you saw something frightening.
My face? My expression? Frightening? Am I scared?
I do not comprehend. I do not make that judgment.
Perhaps scared of fighting?
Nah, I don't think that's it. What is this? I can't tell.
Am I scared? Scared for what? That she will disappear? During the operation, it's possible that my mind assigned greater priority to other units' safety than my own, but we're not on an operation now. The emotion not the same anyway. It's a different emotion. And emotion. I have emotions. I look 24's face pleadingly and cannot put my question into words. I cannot express my feeling to her. The 24 sees this. She says nothing. She only smiles tenderly. The same smile she saw once. She looks happy but also sad. During last night's outdoor activity, neither 24 and I asked much. We just sat together and walked side by side without saying anything. Do not take the opportunity to ask her about the tremendous sounds of water. The next day, I decided I detect some sort of weight on my chest. I'm aware there's no physical weight there. It's most likely I prefer when research being heavy-hearted applies best. I cannot help but find amusing. It's a very apt phrase. What is the cause of heavy-heartedness? I might not be able to see 24 someday. That must be it. I do not think that's all. The next few days I pass by my time without finding an answer to the question. Each night after the combat test, oh my god. When the time for outdoor activity, I seek now 24, and each time I confirm her presence, I feel an indescribable sense of relief. Rush over to her. We exchanged greetings the first few days, but the practice was eventually discarded. Now there's no special greeting between us. We can understand how each other will show words. Our eyes expression communication enough. The nights I find 24 and rush over her to her usual, there's no words. Only exchange of smiles. We begin walking together.
Do you remember me asking before if you were scared of fighting? To tell the truth, I'm scared of it too.
Her confession is surprising, as counter to our natural nature as a weapon. Yet for some reason, I'm not surprised by it.
I'm afraid I'll lose and be destroyed, and it's painful for me to make others go through the same ordeal. We may be weapons, but shouldn't we be driven by more than seeking victory? I've been wondering that for a long time.
But that's against orders.
I need some water.